Want to bank $750,000 in GTA 5 Online in under an hour? So I don't want to waste any of your guys' time, so I'm going to get right into the first mission. So the first mission we have is up and running. Now in this mission, we're simply asked to go ahead and take out a tower. So first thing I'm going to do is call my mechanic and get the vehicle I want. I'm going to be using the Vigilante. If you don't have a Vigilante, that's okay. You can use a motorcycle, I recommend. But the Vigilante is what I'm calling. And I also have a explosive sniper with a extensive zoom on there. So I have the advanced zoom. I zoom all the way in from the base and I can shoot the bottom of the tower. Now this is actually my first time doing this method. I seen online. I forget where I seen it, but some guy on a comment section let me know this. And then as well, I follow the airplane after the tower is taken down with my explosive sniper, and I simply get the crates out of this airplane. My Vigilante locks on. It makes it super easy. If you don't have a Vigilante, you get on the back of a motorcycle and use a heavy revolver Mark II. You have to shoot it like 10 times and it drops all of them same way. So that's a very effective method between the Vigilante or the motorcycle with the heavy revolver Mark II. Makes this mission a breeze. Matter of fact, I completed this mission so easily with all this mess ups here where you see me crashing that I had to wait for the mission to kind of catch up to me. I was so far ahead. So you'll see I take a path up the hill after I get the crates, and eventually I end up down here. And you see there's no circle here. It's not telling me to go here yet. I had to wait, as I said. So you guys are going to be so far ahead of the game. I cropped it out. I waited like a good 10-20 seconds for that circle to arrive. And once you complete that, you'll be put through the cutscene, which obviously has you leave the area after that. Don't go to your vehicle. It's too far away. It's not worth your time. Just go on your motorcycle and drive away. You'll be put through a cutscene and you'll earn $12,000. Now, our second mission is the Mogul. Now, this mission is very simple and straightforward. You're going to take the aircraft that is available to you, obviously, because that is way quicker than the Vigilante. And you're going to go over to the canyon. It's very simple. Just get in the plane and take off. And then once you arrive, you're going to put your landing gear out and land in the back right of this area. You don't want to land like on the runway because you're going to be in the way of the other planes. So land where I'm landing, like how I am here. You'll see I end up taking out one of the guys with the front propeller, which I thought was pretty cool. You're going to get out of the Vellum. Make sure you have your armor and snacks topped up before you start these missions. You don't want to be wasting time. You need to make sure that you have the snacks to keep your health bar and armor up when they start to attack you. So make sure that you guys are doing that. You see I have my armor menu up while I'm in there getting ready to take off, and I take off as fast as possible. Now this mission is actually a breeze. Once you take off, you put your landing gear away and you have infinite flares. So you can flare every time they shoot rockets at you. You don't have to try to dodge them like a lot. You can just press right on D-pad, I believe it is, and it eventually just shoots flares out. And because you have unlimited, you have nothing to worry about. Then the quickest way to take these guys out is actually to fly back to Oscar here. He'll take out the enemies for you, because to be honest with you, trying to dogfight these guys is not going to work. It takes way too long in this aircraft. It's just not meant for it, and it's not as mobile as it needs to be to successfully take out these characters. Matter of fact, most of the time they kind of fly away from you. So you're going to want to bring them back to this big white circle where they'll take them out, and then instantly once you see all three of them gone, go ahead and head to the bombing areas. Now my only regret about doing this and destroying these bases is I should have went to the far left one first, as it would have put me in a better position to land on the aircraft. Because I went to the far east ones first, I didn't have the positioning needed to land on the aircraft, so I had to kind of like fly around. And you can see I end up dying anyways, so it doesn't really matter. And I made all these mistakes. I hide actually some of the mistakes in this video, and you'll see that I still make the 60-minute time, so you guys can get that challenge complete. It's super easy if you follow the methods in here. The margin for error is so huge that it doesn't really matter. And I tried to take a shortcut off the left because I was trying to rush. There's no need to do that. Don't do that, because you end up like me. You end up in this desert area, and then the train shows up, I believe, and it's not a good time. My plane eventually doesn't make it and we have to restart again. So that's very, very unfortunate, and we just want to take the safest route possible when we're doing these types of missions. So I have to get out, destroy the Mogul, and restart a second time. So I learned my lesson, and hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes. Just go use the full runaway to take off and re-land. Once you land, you actually need to call Oscar or go to Oscar's text to let him know that, hey, you're done, because there's another aircraft you can take if you have a friend coming along with you, but we don't need that, especially because we're running this solo. So you're gonna go up on your phone, go to the green text area, and confirm that you have everything you need for these missions. Once you do that, you'll be notified that a text has been sent, and the Mogul has been secured. That leads us into our third mission, which is Intel. Now Intel is a great mission. You just need to follow the yellow line to the destination. There's no trick or anything like that. The vigilante does make it quick, or a Hayakucho drag, anything that is fast that you have available to you to get you to the point. Now you want to use the keypad and enter the drone station. Very straightforward, just follow the instructions. But the path I take here with the drone is as optimal as it gets, I believe. I sped it up because it does take a little while to get to the city. You do want to boost. You boost by clicking in on your left thumbstick because it saves you a lot of time. So you want to boost as much as you can. And for the first server, I come in through the roof and I look at the server. It's really important that you don't get too close to the servers because you're going to crash into them by accident, and that's a problem. And you'll see for the second one, I stay in that same building, go into the top part of that building, shock that guy. That is super important that you shock that guy, and then collect the server for your second server. Your third server, you don't have to worry about anything. You just have to go in and stay out of the guy's cone of vision. You can go right beside him, he won't notice you. And the final server, you go through that little window panel on the side and see that server, and you hit B to exit once you've gotten that, and you're good to go because the drone will make its way back on its own, as you should know. And then from there, we're gonna follow the yellow line to the shipwreck. Now for this mission, I did forget to mention it at the beginning of the match that you want to have the submarine outfit on. So if you have a submarine outfit, a scuba gear outfit, you want to make sure you have that available to you and on before you start the mission, because you can't change it after. So before you start the mission, have your submarine gear on. If you made the mistake and didn't, then you want to use the submarine gear they provide to you on screen. Now a lot of people take the stealthy method for this because it does save you a few seconds, but I had the vigilante and I don't care. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to make a big difference. The big difference is the paths you take to complete these missions is where you save the most time. So I start on the far left of the yellow circle area to search for the cargo, and this is the path I've taken every single time. You want to stay on the left side, drop down here, and just pretty much go clockwise around the circle, and you'll see all the points I hit to actually find my crate. So the first crate was down there, and then from there I head down here in the seaweed area, and you'll see a crate can spawn here. Another crate can spawn on the other side of the boat, which is really interesting. So make sure that you check the other side of the boat before you continue on, and this path has worked for me every single time. So there's the crate I was talking about that's on the other side of the boat, and again, it can spawn in that like bushy area that we were at 2 seconds ago. And then there's another freight cargo area over here, this big sea can. Go down in there and you'll see a piece of cargo there, but there's none in there. Now I have seen it glitch inside that crate, so that's something you want to keep in mind when you're doing these missions. Sometimes the cargo will glitch inside the actual wooden crate there and you won't be able to visually see it, so make sure you get close enough that it pops up. And then there's this debris area with these 2 pipes. That's the next location that I found the cargo spawn. There's a few spawns, but these are the ones that I've found to be most common. This is another sea can you guys can check after those 2 pipes, and then you continue around the circle counterclockwise, and then once you found all 4 pieces of cargo, you can either drown if you didn't have your sea gear on, or you can let a shark kill you, or you can go back. If you let the shark kill you once you have all 4 cargo pieces, you can simply just restart the mission and grab these cargos sitting right on the table. So that's really beneficial. And then you just use your motorcycle or vigilante to get back. Now, this is really easy, obviously, because I have a vigilante. Most of us have nicer vehicles we can use here. It doesn't have to be a vigilante. An armored vehicle that will protect you from gunfire will be more than enough. And once you arrive back, you'll have all the cargo and the mission will be over. Iron Mule setup is our next setup. This setup does require a little bit of finesse to run effectively, and this is where you can save a lot of time. So follow your path there and then come up here onto the left and stay high. We want to take out the insurgent gunner because he is a problem for us. So we're going to get out and use a regular sniper to take out the insurgent gunner to ensure our safety when we do the rest of the mission, because he is a huge problem. So you're going to take him out with your sniper, get that headshot lined up, and you'll be good to go. From here, you're just going to go from point to point to plant the jammers. It's not complicated. Make sure you have a weapon you're comfortable using. Make sure you eat your snacks and armor. It's kind of straightforward. Go from point to point. You do want your last point to be near the insurgent gunner, the one in the middle. So there's probably an optimized path, but at the the end of the day, you're only saving 10-15 seconds. It's not gonna make or break your ability to complete the challenge. Now, once you've planted all the jammers, you will be instructed to do as much damage to the area as possible. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but you can actually destroy all of the stuff, including the vehicles, the big white tanks full of, gas that will explode. But the big thing that I didn't know is that you can destroy these green crates. You see these two green crates here? I didn't know you could destroy those until later when I accidentally blew them up, and that will actually help you increase the amount of damage done. And then when the helicopters are available, you'll use those as well to do more damage to the Everheart assets. If you wait for the helicopters, you'll be here forever. So this is a huge time saver, knowing what you can damage to do damage to the assets. Once you do damage to all the assets, you want to do the farthest northeast location. You'll see a helicopter where I am at right now, where I placed my first jammer. You want to make sure you take out all 3 of these guys and hop into the passenger side. There is a glitch that is known, I don't know if they fixed it yet, where if you disable the jammers while you're in the driver's seat, it will kick you out. So if you hop in the passenger seat and disable it at the same time, you shouldn't have that problem. But if it does, it's not a big deal, just hop back in. We're not bringing anything back with us. We're just gonna fly right back to the McKinsey airfield, and we should be good to go to the next mission. But to do that, again, we have to text Oscar. So go on your text messages, have your phone out and ready to do that to save yourself some time. So for the next mission, we have ammunition. This is very simple. You're gonna spawn in and Oscar's gonna enter the Vellum. You're gonna have to get in it with him. So the key to speed that up is to be in the plane so he's not waiting for you. So just get there, and then you're gonna have to jump out of the plane and make your landing. Try to land as close to the mule as possible and pull your chute a little later than I did so you guys can get really close. And then you're gonna get into that mule that we stole in the previous mission and steal the cargo. Now for the cargo, you really want to get the ammunition. That's kind of the only thing you really need. If you accidentally picked up a wrong crate, like one that's not like one of the heavy armor weapon crates or the upgrades, just dump it by holding right on the D-pad and it will drop the crate. So you'll see I'm actually dumping it into the water because I don't need that. I don't want to put it back on there and accidentally hook onto it again. So go ahead and hook onto the crate that you want. And again, the green crate is your priority. That's the one you need the most. The other ones you can come back for if you have extra time, but I don't recommend it if you guys are trying to go for that under 60-minute challenge. So once you get there, you're gonna drop that crate off and text him and let him know that you're ready to start the next mission. That brings us to the Titan job, which is the finale. You're simply going to get into the Mogul and he is going to fly you there. So you're gonna fly to the area. You don't have any control over this. And pretty much when you get there, you're gonna start firing at the Titan 250. It's very simple. It doesn't matter where you shoot it. The damage seems about the same. So just hold it on the middle of the cargo bay. And this takes about 3 minutes on average. If you have teammates with you, it speeds this up so much. Like, it's actually crazy how much easier this is when you have teammates doing more damage. But once you finally damage it enough, you can't really do much other than get better ammo and the Mogul upgrades to make this easier solo, but you're wasting time there. So I think it's just better to just do the damage and wait the 3 minutes in this portion of the mission. And then while you're flying as the Titan is crashing or landing, you're going to top up on your snacks and your armor and then take out the 2 helicopters. These helicopters need to be taken down before you land, as they will absolutely decimate you on landing and while you're trying to parachute down. Try to parachute down a little earlier. I took a little minute to take out the helicopters, so if you guys can take those out earlier, the better. Take out the enemies around the repair area because they're going to shoot you while you're trying to, and you don't want to be disturbed while you're trying to repair. So take them out as best as you can and then do the sequence it's asking you to do so you can repair the airplane. So it's better not to rush, because if you make a mistake, it's going to set you back. So just take your time, do it as fast as you can without making errors. Don't rush yourself. And then once you've repaired the engine, you're gonna get a cutscene here in a bit. It's gonna tell you that he's gonna deliver the stuff, and you have to kind of roam around for a minute before he does that, which is kind of annoying. Doesn't matter where you are, because it's going to bring you to the dumpster or far away from the aircraft, and you're gonna have to work your way back to the aircraft to load the ammunition. So it's kind of ridiculous. So take out the people around that. This is where the heavy armor really does benefit you if you get it, because you're going to be able to load up the heavy armor without having to be worried about dying, because you're gonna have so much armor. You'll be able to load up that ammunition without having to worry about dying, so that's really nice. So simply go up to that, press right on D-pad, and then spam A to unload the ammunition. Now the benefit to this is that when you press right on the D-pad to exit, it actually exits pretty instantly. It's not like the other missions where it takes like half an hour for it to let you out and you get shot and die. Like as soon as you press right on D-pad, you get taken out of that animation, so you guys can go ahead and attack the NPCs to protect yourself. Before you go back into the animation, make sure that you have everyone taken out that's in your view, and top up your health and your armor before you go ahead, because it's better to be safe than sorry. It takes 2 seconds to top up your stacks and armor through the weapon menu there, so you guys can continue to top up. Again, if you had the heavy armor from the previous mission where we collected the crates, you would not have to be so worried about your life. Or if you had a teammate with you, of course, running the solo, they'd be able to protect you, but that's not the case for us. So make sure that you top up on your armor, top on your snacks before you enter here. It's kind of obvious, guys. It's kind of like every other single mission, but this just takes a little long. Once you've fully loaded up the Titan, you're going to be able to enter the Titan. Once you have fully taken off, you'll be directed to take out these operation centers. To do that, you want to enter the camera on the left. If you have teammates, it's a lot easier, but again, we're doing this solo, so you're going to line up your aircraft so you can go into autopilot and take out those 2 centers. It's 2 shots, and after you take the 2 shots, it's really important that you reload. You need to reload every time before you leave the camera, or else you'll be short, and when you go to shoot, you won't have enough ammo to take out the next objective, which is the submarine. So you see here, I actually struggle. You can do this in one fell swoop if you line yourself up properly and reload at the right times. I had to circle around 3 times. Okay, I cut it out, but I did circle around 3 times, which took a lot of time. And then here as well, you want to take out the train. You'll notice I didn't take out the front of the train, and what that does is it keeps the train moving, so if I make an error and have to circle around, I don't have to circle all the way back to where the train was. It kind of catches up to me. So again, I still had to circle around 2 times for this, and that eats up a lot of time, but you can do it in one fell swoop if you know what you're doing, which again wasn't the case for me, but that's just showing you how much errors I made doing this and still was able to complete the challenge using these methods. Okay, so once you complete the mission, you guys will be rewarded that money I showed you guys at the beginning of the mission, that $700,000, which is really nice if you guys are trying to make some easy bread. And if this is your first time completing it, again, don't try to do all this crazy stuff. Just try to focus on enjoying the content. But if you guys are trying to make money, when this is 2 times money, I might have to say this might be the best money making method of the game, because you're going to make $1.5 million in under an hour, and the preps are very easy and beginner friendly, and the barrier to entry is like nothing. So definitely consider getting this business so you guys can optimize your income during those 2 times money events. And if you guys want to mix it up and throw this into your money making methods, this is something I definitely recommend. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.